Okay, I've decided to put together a short little video that really encompasses some of the things that I believe are of greatest value in the classroom, things that I'm confident, hopeful that my students have absorbed, because these are things that can be used for the rest of your lives. And it does not matter how old you are, whether you're 7, 8 years old, or 17, 18 years old, or beyond. These are very applicable concepts. I call them my 4 core concepts. Easy to remember, just four simple things, pretty straightforward. I'm going to give you some examples and make use of these concepts because they will do nothing but benefit you. These are tools for processing and perceiving. They are powerful tools. So I call them your powers. You'll use these throughout class for sure and beyond. The 4 core concepts. Here they are. Life is full of trade-offs. There are few truths more powerful than that simple statement. Growth occurs on the outer edge of your comfort zone. You have the power to make choices. That's an extremely significant power. That has the potential to alter, to change your trajectory in life. Let's also remember that constructive conversations create connections. People have been interviewed. There's been extensive surveys about success and what people attribute their success to. It's not their degree. It's not any particular qualification or training. It primarily 60+% attribute their success to connections, social connections, essentially making friends. So let's start with the trade-offs in life. What does that actually mean? That's something that was really focused on in my education through economics. So trade-offs imply that there's a decision to be made. So we have to acknowledge that we've got to make a choice, one way or the other, or maybe it's a lot more than just 2 different options. There could be abundant amount of variation. Nonetheless, you're making a choice. Different courses of action have different benefits and downsides, pros and cons. Cost-benefit analysis is going on here. And we have to keep in mind that out of all the resources, a resource is anything that's of use, anything useful is a resource, that time is one of the most significant resources in the world. It's especially significant because how much of it, the quantity, is limited. We don't know how much we're going to get. And what we do with that time really says a lot. The actions we take with that time that we're allotted in life really says what's important, says what we value. Next, growth. Outer edge of your comfort zone. Oh no, you got to go into places you've never been before. And you know what? You're probably going to feel a little bit nervous through that process. But hey, trust that it'll do nothing but benefit you. And you can be scared. That's okay. And you can fail. That's okay. You can struggle. Things can be difficult. Surprises will inevitably happen. But you know what's most important is that you do not give up. And you will inevitably become a better person. You will grow. You will learn new things. That's how learning happens. You can't just repeat the same things over and over and over. You got to vary. You got to spice it up. Variety's the spice of life, as they say. Okay, on to one of the most, perhaps the most important concept, you. not anyone else, but you have the power to make choices. You can change your world by what you decide. And there is always, I rarely use superlatives, like always, but in this case, it's applicable. There is always a choice to be made. Always. And sometimes that choice doesn't really look like a choice. Sometimes that choice just happens in your mind. You can choose how you want to think about something. That's always a choice you can have. I can't choose your thoughts for you. That is 100% your choice. And always, back to where we started, consider trade-offs whenever we're making choices. What happens if this, that versus that? Let's do a little analyzing. That's called critical thinking. Okay, on to the last one. Constructive conversations make for constructive conversations create connections. You're going on a journey. You're exploring. Maybe not just you, maybe the group that you're with. You're collectively exploring concepts and you're bouncing ideas off each other. That is very, very healthy. Take what your source of information is providing you and ask them to elaborate. Ask for more details. Those are the 4 key concepts. You take those with you throughout your time with me and beyond, and it'll do nothing but be of benefit.